Indigenous people honor and raise awareness for relatives who are missing or have been killed. This week we are going to learn why Native Americans honor and raise awareness for relatives who are missing or have been killed. I will discuss why they are killed. We are also going to learn what steps are done to find missing relatives of Native Americans. We will learn why Native Americans are one of the top races that are considered forgotten by the Americans. I chose to do week 1. Across the country, Indigenous people are gathering to honor loved ones who are missing or have been killed and to call for better data collections, law enforcement responses, and reforms to make their communities safer. Native Americans face disproportionate rates of violence in the U.S., a crisis that advocates says is rooted in the systematic removal of Native people from their land and the federal government's efforts to rid them from their cultures. Native Americans and Alaska Natives are more likely than the general population to be victims of a violent crime, and Native women are twice as likely to be victims of homicide. At the end of 2025, the FBI National Crime Information Center recorded just under 1,500 active federal cases involving missing Native Americans. When Europeans arrived in the United States, Native Americans were exposed to diseases such as smallpox, influenza, cholera, and pneumonic plagues, to which they had no immunity. These diseases cause catastrophic population losses, with estimate suggestion that up to 90% of those communities perish in the early years of contact, particularly in coastal New England between 1616 and 1619. European colonists massacred native people, forcing them to remove tribes from their lands in deadly marches, and spread infectious diseases that the Native Americans had never faced and that devastated the native population. Over the past few decades, thousands of indigenous women are thought to have disappeared, but a lack of a single federal database tracking system makes these exact figures unknown. Recently, various groups have helped these issues gain national attention, thereby leading to the drafting of important legislation. Specifically, Savannah's Act is a bill that works to increase the coordination between federal, state, and tribal governments through a shared database and standardized protocol. The Not Invisible Act of 2019 calls for an advisor committee composed of all three government levels to create a report determining the root cause of the epidemic and improve responses. Finally, the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act of 2019 had a section added to it specific related to increasing the safety and protection of women in tribal communities. As of early 2020, Savannah Act and Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act are under review on the congressional floor while the Not Invisible Act remains in committee. With the introduction of the Not Invisible Act, Savannah Act, and Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act in Congress, real progress has been made in helping to address these challenges. However, progress is not nearly as fast nor enough to make up for the inhumane treatment of Native Americans that have occurred throughout history and have resulted in the violence, poverty, and health epidemics these communities face today. According to the National Crime Information Center, 5,712 American Indians and Alaska Native women and girls were reported missing as of 2016, but only 116 of those cases were logged with the U.S. Department of Justice. Homicide is the third leading cause of death among American Indians and Alaska Native women between 10 to 24 years of age, and the fifth leading cause of death for American Indian and Alaska Native women between 25 and 34 years of age. Many Native Americans were moved to reservations, constituting 4% of U.S. territory. In a number of cases, treaties signed with Native Americans were violated. Tens of thousands of American Indians and Alaska Natives were forced to attend a residential school system which sought to re-educate them in white settler American values, cultures, and economy. Abuse was widespread as the schools as was overcrowding, malnutrition, diseases, and lack of adequate health care, all of which worsened the effect of diseases. Documented over 500 child deaths at 19 schools, although it is estimated the total number could rise to thousands and possibly even tens of thousands. The ecologic effect of displacement and relocation have threatened Native Americans' ability to perform traditional cultural practices. Did you know Native Americans lost their history, their land, their culture, and is one of the least discussed genocides in world history? I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my presentation.